Australia's boreal forests. It's the oldest primeval forest on our planet. 180 million years. Hardly anything has changed here. The plants and animals are all armed. This is the result of coexisting with dinosaurs. Today, only one large animal survives here. Its claws are longer than Lindor, about 2 meters tall. This is the camel that rules the forest. But the crane camel survives. It's not because of his height. It's because males do the heavy lifting. This male's calf chicks are only 6 weeks old. The father had to raise them alone. Birds want to grow tall and strong. You can't waste a single bit of food. However, most of the fruits in the forest are not suitable for young birds. Father needs help to chew the fruit. They have plenty of food to eat in their territory, but it's not easy to find. The father shows the young how to wade. But if your legs are only 10 centimeters long, such a stream is like an abyss. And one little camel decided to take the plunge. But the other one is a step behind. He started to retreat and went back the same way. Out of my father's care, this little crane camel is very vulnerable. Only half of the crane camel birds survive to adulthood. And there is a reason for that. In this pristine forest of Australia, there are still many predators lurking. Many animals have survived to this day, just because they won't let go of anyone younger than themselves. Right. The little crane camel must find its father as soon as possible. Father crane hears baby birds call for help and respond. It has a very distinctive call. Can travel far in dense forests. Ho-ho. However, the birds saw a touch of freshness that reassured him. Bright colors. Family love finally overcame the inner fear. Male crane camels are also taught to protect their young left and right, and then they will mate a guy. Australia used to be gangway components of Nogu Road. The land was forested. It's full of life. Dinosaurs rule the world. Mammals have just emerged. Then the Australian continent began to separate. The reptiles on this new island, birds and early mammals, And they have embarked on a unique evolutionary path that is isolated from the rest of the world. No animal can leave this huge island. There are almost no outsiders, unless they can fly. A little red lake. At that time, their ancestors, along the volcanic path that connects Asia to Australia, the chain flew all the way and settled down here. Because of the forelimb thumb, yin demons are attached all the way to the hind limbs and toes. It makes them inconvenient walking and taking off from the ground. So when they want to take a break, we'll hang golden hooks on the tree. However, these Xiaohong suits must drink water every day. They can also do this on the fly. They will dive down quickly to a lower position, wet the abdomen, and they return to their habitat to suck up water. There will be tens of thousands of little red beards came here night. In a mighty manner. But some can never reach it. About every 2 meters in the river hidden is a killer crocodile. They have lived here longer than the little red country, serve longer. Crocodiles are survivors of Australia's prehistoric past. Such a thrilling life and death contest, millions have already been staged. With agile and alert air movements, Xiaohong Fu was able to fight against the crocodile. For animals settled in the forests of Australia, it's dangerous. Heading inland from the coast, forest land loss, the weather gets cooler. As land elevation rises, the landscape becomes completely different. The Great Divide is towering. It's 2 kilometers above sea level above the original forest. For animals to survive, a guy must be able to tolerate harsh environments. On this continent, almost all mammals are marsupials, and the eastern grey kangaroo is no exception. Yes, the mother of the animal often gives birth to raise cubs. Here it is. Cubs obviously need such a sanctuary. For kangaroos, this is the highest altitude they can survive for a long time. But there is still a more tenacious waiting to be. Animal. Wombat. This female wombat usually hides in underground burrows, but now his home and grasslands for survival. It was covered with a meter of snow. He weighs about the same as a large dog. The legs are long but similar to those of small dogs, obviously not suitable for traveling in snow. Sporadic visible bark, hardly even a snack. What's more, he's starving right now. He needs to eat grass. But the meadow is about 2 kilometers away. He needs to cross a frozen river. Wombat were sluggish, but they didn't have to rush. After all, they didn't ask for much. Just a few bites of licorice to keep them going for over a week. And it's remote. The competition for survival is not intense. Snow White. The White Mountains are obviously not typical of Australia, but the Great Divide is a relic of ancient history. It grew out of one of the longest mountain ranges. These mountains combine Australia and Antarctica, closely connected. But then the sister continents parted ways. Antarctica drifts all the way south, turned into a frozen place. The Australian continent travels north along the equator. The climate becomes hotter and drier. And then the woodlands started to form, and those areas that receive relatively little rainfall into open grasslands. Grassland of Whankarkiki. It's a breeding ground for animals. These wild food. The eastern grey kangaroo prairie is their true home. There's plenty of food, all strong and powerful. Adult eastern grey kangaroos are over 2 meters tall, running speed comparable to that of a racehorse. In the open grasslands, speed is of the essence, because wherever there are herds of animals, there will be predators. Dingoes are descended from wolves. They were around for 1,000 years ago by humans. The colonists brought this continent from Asia. This Australian wild, the pack, has a white female leader. Now the pack is hunting. They create panic, scare the kangaroo pack. Kangaroo mother hides cubs in pouch. The speed is naturally greatly reduced, but it's still more than enough for dingoes. Australian dingoes decide to take up ambush tactics. But even the newly independent young kangaroo let them sigh. On the open, flat grassland, Australian dingoes rely on speed to whine, obviously overkill. But this white female dingo can become a group leader. It depends on his endurance, especially his IQ. Today he has run nearly 30 kilometers, but he didn't give up. Another group of kangaroos. The terrain is rough this time. This is the opportunity he's been waiting for. Chasing kangaroos on the hillside make him a little powerless. The kangaroo herd starts to descend on the other side of the mountain. It's getting faster and faster. They can easily get out of danger with speed, as long as you can keep your pace. The reason why the white leader persevered, there is a more important reason. He's got cubs to raise. Images like this are very rare. Australian dingo pups are hard to see. A meal is so much trouble. Open grassland, it is not suitable for Australian wild dogs to raise their young. These are eucalyptus trees. Eucalyptus leaves contain toxic substances. It puts most animals off. The koala is an exception. Their only food is eucalyptus leaves. There are also needle holes everywhere on the forest floor. This mammal doesn't have a pouch. They lay their eggs like a reptile. There is still a kind of life here, a recently discovered asasi. It's a jumping pig. This female is only 5 millimeters long, although small, but a murderous hidden hunter. It hunts for prey in the tangled grass. He chases his prey. Concentrated hunting and hunting. But today may be different. The object in front of you is unfamiliar. It's very fast. Tricky to deal with. But what is it? Is it food? This is a male jumping pig looking for significant others. He needs to attract the attention of the female, but this female jumping bead can only mate once. If you have mated, he will kill males without mercy. Males have to woo the females very carefully. He brandished LZ. Make your intentions clear. I'm a friend, not food. So far, the females have shown no signs of attack. But the female doesn't seem interested in him. It's time to reveal your best move. Swing the oars. This killer move can definitely move the dead. Last wave. The female finally succumbs to his charm, quietly at the mercy of... Then the males quickly retreat, lest the female change her mind.